universal brotherhood, and the evolution of nations. Ramatis begins by highlighting the importance of universal fraternity as an ideal that is already being formed among people, especially in the Americas. This fraternal movement is being built by nations that seek collective well-being, without distinction of race, and that move away from commercialism and moral corruption. According to him, the nations that survive and will play a prominent role in the future will be those that come closest to the teachings of Christ and the practice of service to others. The emergence of a new civilization is linked to these nations, which will have a strong affinity with the idea of fraternity and solidarity, attracting immigrants and individuals in search of a new model of spiritual and moral life. The main sign that these nations are capable of continuing with civilization will be their incessant search for the Christ within, a deep spiritual commitment. Shifting the Earth's axis and global catastrophes. Ramatis then addresses the topic of the modification of the Earth's axis, which he describes as a catastrophic but inevitable phenomenon. He claims that there have already been 4 significant changes in the position of the Earth's axis, and the 5th is about to happen. This will result in major natural catastrophes such as earthquakes, floods, extreme climate change, and even the sinking of some islands and the emergence of others. The modification of the Earth's axis is associated with a process of gradual verticalization, which will bring a series of geological and climatic changes, such as extreme temperatures, the melting of cold regions, and the appearance of fossils in unexpected places. These events will serve as visible signs that the Earth is undergoing a major transformation, and the impact will be worldwide, affecting all regions, including those furthest from the areas of greatest seismic activity. Science and explanation of phenomena. Although Ramatis mentions that current science is not yet capable of understanding these phenomena, he believes that eventually scientists will find explanations for these catastrophic events. He makes an analogy with meteorites, which were considered impossible to exist until science proved them. In a similar way, scientists in the future will understand the causes of the change in the Earth's axis, which will be explained within a new scientific framework. However, he also warns that many have tried to avoid these phenomena or deny them, as happened with catastrophes that occurred in the past. Even with scientific explanations, Ramatis suggests that humanity will need to experience these events to understand them and that this cannot be prevented, despite initial resistance. Prophecies and the signs of the times. Ramatis reinforces the legitimacy of biblical prophecies and those of other visionaries such as Nostradamus, stating that these predictions are completely in tune with the events that are approaching. According to him, prophecies are not just allegories, but detailed predictions about the end times and the radical change that the Earth and humanity will face. Ramatis cites the predictions of spiritual and prophetic figures throughout history, such as Isaiah, Ezekiel, John the Evangelist, and Nostradamus, all supporting the idea of a profound and inevitable global transformation. These messages serve a warning role, so that humanity can prepare to face imminent difficulties and catastrophes with a new spiritual and moral understanding. Spiritual transformation and the final judgment. One of the central points of Ramatis is the spiritual transformation necessary for the salvation of humanity. According to him, the true final judgment is not an exclusively catastrophic event, but a time of moral and spiritual purification, where people will be challenged to rise spiritually and connect with the light of Christ. Ramatis describes the rise of the reign of the beast, a metaphor for the negative forces that dominate materialistic society, as being a gradual but inescapable process that occurs as humanity surrenders to lower instincts. These negative forces are fueled by greed, violence, and corruption, and prevent souls from opening up to the vibrations of Christ. Only through pain and suffering will humanity be forced to purify itself, separating the chaff from the wheat, in a process of spiritual evolution. The need for rescues and the role of pain in evolution. Ramatis also reflects on the nature of human evolution, suggesting that despite having received many high teachings throughout history, humanity has not advanced far enough. He criticizes contemporary society, which has moved away from the ideals of spiritual purity preached by philosophers such as Socrates and Plato, and questions the values of a civilization that is based on selfish and materialistic reasoning. For him, a great transformation will be necessary, almost draconian, which will take place through spiritual rescues, in which cosmic forces in pain will purify humanity, forcing it to rediscover its true path to angelic evolution. Only the radical change in the Earth's position and the consequent change in its geographic orientation will be able to create the necessary conditions for this moral evolution. Climatic and geological disturbances, the beginning of transformations. Ramatis anticipates the beginning of climatic and geological disturbances around 1950, with a series of natural events that will mark the beginning of the cycle of global transformations. These events will be characterized by earthquakes, floods, drastic climate changes, and the appearance of new geological phenomena. Ramatis describes a series of changes that include the melting of polar ice caps, the emergence of new islands, hurricanes, frosts in tropical regions, and the movement of water masses, which will alter the course of rivers and affect world geography. He predicts that science will attempt to explain these phenomena, but that eventually humanity will realize that something much greater is at stake, and the need to prepare spiritually will be undeniable. These catastrophic events, therefore, are not only a warning about the future of the planet, but also an invitation to humanity to turn inward and seek a profound spiritual transformation, which will be the key to surviving the coming trials. If you liked this content and want to see more videos like this, don't forget to leave a like. This helps the channel grow and bring you more inspiring messages. And of course, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to receive notifications of new videos. Together, we will continue exploring deep and enriching themes. I count on your support.